CBLOL. And we built different here in CBLOL here. Sivir just doesn't perform as well. Vi just doesn't perform as well. And like we said, this is a big test for Furia. If they pull it off, Furia are looking great for this series, but it's a big ask. And then you look at Red here. Those are champions that maybe we don't see as much. Twitch actually going to be Titan's 12th unique champion here. The most of any player. I think I can't remember who else has played 13. It's tied with somebody else here. But yeah, Titan, picking this one out, trying to cheese a little bit here. And if there is one thing that works in CBLOL, a lot of times it is cheese and off-meta picks that teams haven't necessarily practiced against.
Yeah, it is 11 unique champions for him. Like you said, honestly, I'm just surprised that he hadn't played the Twitch yet. He's got 2 games of Neela under his belt, including one of the playoffs, but no Twitch. Again, I would be shocked if we saw the Neela, but he busted it out in a game clincher not too long ago, just last week. Onto the Rift we go. Let's have some fun, RMC. Red, excuse me, by virtue of RED, RMC. I say what's in front of me. I am but a sheep. Guigo and Aegis going to start things out here by heading into the jungle of Furia, but I think they walked over that ward there that was in the river. Yeah, you see the question mark pings coming out, right? And Furia had also warded the Red's blue buff as Natuna actually taking a ton of damage here. Immediately with the level 1 trade. They are out for blood. First blood over to Redbird on the Yuumi. Maybe that's not where you want it, but 300 gold is 300 gold, RMC.
Okay, and this... We said it before. Titan is hyper aggressive. He will force plays and he'll say, you will follow up with me or I will die. The problem is, level 1, you're running Twitch and this is not Hail of Blades AP Twitch. You chose lethal tempo. You need time to stack that up. Sivir, granted, she's not great at level 1 either, but she will outdamage a Twitch at level 1 if the Twitch is not running Hail of Blades. And now you've given Sivir a hyper carry champion. Well, actually, she didn't get the first blood. But Yuumi is still another support, which does really well with gold. You've given this hyper carry bot lane a free kill, and Titan's going to miss a bunch of CS. Oh, no, he's back in time. Just barely.
Yeah, but to your point, I mean, this is far from the ideal start here. And yeah, I think the only saving grace for the bottom lane of Red is that somehow you have burned fewer summoners. But again, it's 3 to 4. The only thing still up is the flash on JoJo. Neither one of these AD carries running Ghost either, and often you do see the flash Ghost for Sivir. You see flash Ghost for Yuumi, but into the Vi, into the Sejuani, and just the rest of this team, everyone not named Sivir, there is so much CC that yes, Titan has the range advantage on this Twitch, but if he gets locked down, it's bad news bears.
Okay, Envy rotating down a little bit there, wanting to secure this bot side, and Goot sat in the bush. Does Red know here? I think they suspect JoJo's gonna face check.
Oh, they do not suspect. Good. Flashing right forward. They go right onto Titan. JoJo said, right, no. You're not supposed to go that way, but he's able to get back onto Titan and foil any sort of follow-up. Natuna wasn't in a great spot to follow up.
Okay, that's actually really interesting because Good had the option of just punishing JoJo right to the face there. And that was a choice. That was a decision and a half to flash over JoJo to go for Titan. FNB in trouble here. No flash.
No flash, but he's a level up. The Ignite goes down onto Guigo. Grevthar there trying to bail out his top laner. Flash out. FNB running low on mana, but maybe not dangerously low. Grevthar can't find the Q. Gets the damage down with the W. Guigo didn't stay long enough to get the stun off. Wasn't comfortable with the amount of damage that he thought he could do.
Winning this.
Grevthar just getting into the bush, and Guigo will finish it off. Red answer right back.
But FNB, for FNB, this is why we consider the top laner in the league. He almost won the 1v2. Heck, they even had to rotate Aegis up there because they weren't sure they were going to win for a second. Aegis, running up the river to try and reinforce there. And for all that, sure, you got the kill onto FNB here. I don't know if it's going to make a big enough difference how Aegis caught in the enemy jungle, but he's got to level up here.
And we get double vision. We get to see the same thing twice. FNB and flash from Aegis. Whew.
Ooh, boy. Okay, Aegis does successfully steal away the blue, though. So Goot has been 3-buffed now twice so far. Has been 3-buffed, twice this game. It is a little bit rough for Goot. And Red, like you said, they answer back in the top lane here. They're actually not too far behind considering what's been happening in the bot side because they've set Goot behind in exchange here. And we'll have to see if it's worth it, because we talked up Goot as being such a good jungler, especially in the early game. Second highest jungler in terms of gold difference at 15. I don't know if he's going to be able to get that this game. And on that Vi that has a 0% win rate in CBLOL here, that's not something you want to see. If Vi can't survive the dive, she's not going to be that effective.
No, and he's down 3 camps at this point. That's kind of been where it's been hovering. Aegis being very proactive, Red being very proactive. You talked about it in the draft. And in this game so far, Aegis, he's the one asking the questions. He's the one pressing the go button. Even though he's 0-0-0, he's been focused on turbo farming. Obviously, level 6, a huge power spike for the Nocturne. He's already got himself a Caulfield's Warhammer. And everybody else coming back with their first few components here. Oh, gosh, I had a really fun point I was going to make about Aegis, and I have forgotten it. That's really, really tough. Oh, yeah, Goot. This is kind of, I think this game is going to be a big bellwether of Goot's playoff medal. Because if there is one thing that is very hard to do as a jungler, it's come back from an early CS deficit. Now, Vi has the tools to do it as a ganking-focused jungler, but she's also very high risk, high reward. Envy in immediately with the ult. Don't give this man Vex. What are we doing?
See, okay, we talk about a lot of champions that don't do well in CBLOL. Let's talk about a champion that does. Vex in CBLOL is just built different. Everybody else, everywhere else they play Ahri. And maybe if you want to counter Ahri with an assassin, you go LeBlanc. Here in CBLOL, we run Vex. And this is why that roam up from a screen away there, Gigo gets punished. And this top side right here, I said getting a Sejuani ahead doesn't matter. Well, using a Sejuani to get a Vex ahead, that is a champion that can 1v5.
No, it's so strong. And Envy with one of the plays of the split, obviously, a few weeks ago with the quadra kill on Vex. He loves that champion. Aegis still a level up on Goot, and he is making it Goot's problem right now. But FNB trying to bail him out here. Again, with a couple of melee carries, you can get those permafrost stacks up really, really quick. Actually, it's just the one. It is just Goot, actually, to get the Sejuani going with those stacks. Maybe something else to consider as far as how quickly she can apply the devastating amounts of CC that she can do. Still down about 10 CS is Goot. Hasn't hit that level 6 just yet. But, yeah, I mean, look, if you're going to play Vi with a certain team, she loves, she's there to snowball lanes. And if you could do that, bam, hitting level 6 immediately, then Goot's going to have a great time. But it seems like just, again, that hasn't been what a lot of junglers have been able to do in CBLOL. She's 0-7. I think we're going to learn a lot about Goot in this game and how he plays this Vi pick.
Yeah, and that's an interesting data producers providing us right now. Envy, with 100% win rate here on that Vex. And granted, I think they only really pick it when they know they have a winning matchup. Now, we are seeing a bit of a kerfuffle here for this Herald. Natuno and Ritbert actually rotating up as well to shade into the mid lane. It was Rit that started it up, but it's Furia who's moving first in Grevthar.
Oh, no. Oh.
Do they know? Oh.
They have no idea. Oh, my God. Yeah, Grevthar, I think, thought for a sec. Oh, I don't think he was going to do it. I think he could have made it out. Oh, that's so sad. Envy has no idea. Oh, Grevthar's going to walk out just by himself. Oh, next time on I Shouldn't Be Alive, featuring Grevthar. Aegis in with the ultimate. Gets the flash there out of Goot. Do they have enough numbers to turn this around? Envy is met in his own jungle. Grevthar dumps a charm onto his face. The Ignite is down, the flash away. Jojo trying to provide the CC for his team to potentially follow up, but it's not quite enough. Jojo doesn't have level 6. Grevthar not quite in range for a charm under the tower, but he's in range in the bush. Lots of damage on the way back. Envy and FNB fire right back and get 2 for their mid laner and top laner.
Don't do it, Aegis. Don't do it. FNB has been 1v2ing this entire game right now. Gigo takes a turret shot for free right here. And for I want to highlight, actually, is the action over? It should be over, yeah. I want to highlight that this is a play made by Red with numbers advantage.
Yeah.
This is a 5v3. Natuno was just sat bot the entire time here with Redbird. And it looks good when they catch Envy in rotation. Envy not realizing there's a pink ward in that bush there. But the problem is the turret is strong, and into champions like Vi, like Sejuani here, there's just so much CC to enable Envy to pop off. And once Envy starts getting kills here, well, there's a reason why he's got a 100% win rate on this champion.
and Aegis was just completely out of the fight. Guigo actually having to flash away here and out of mana. Goot looking for a little bit more. Everyone and their mother showing up into the mid lane. Envy on a killing spree out of nowhere. Redbird gonna get in on the action with his second kill of the game on the Yuumi. Furia keeping their foot on the gas here, RMC.
I mean, their logo is Panthers for a reason, and sure, Yumi's just a little kitty cat, but she gets big real fast right now. She's telling in the bot lane here, just telling it to know, you farm minions, I'll farm champions. I'm roaming out here, and Furia showing how the support rotation should be done here. That's now 2 rotates Jojo's done, both in which he gets killed.
Oh, man. And look at that. I mean, that is just textbook, borderline pornographic herald play right there. Aegis in immediately using the ultimate on cooldown.
He's not gonna
damage.
die.
No, the damage isn't enough. Grefthar showing up late. Jojo still doesn't have level 6. They can't go as deep as they want. Meanwhile, Shelly gets 2 hits.
Oh my goodness. And again, that's a play initiated by Red. They opt to go for the fight, and you can tell that Red was actually a little split on that. Grefthar wasn't in position. Grefthar wanted to kill the Herald, and that's the better strategic move. Instead, they dive onto Envy. They blew an ultimate, didn't get the kill. Jojo is not even level 6 yet, does not have the ultimate. He's down 2 levels compared to Redbird, and Red just needs to calm down at this point. They need to wait and actually set up the plays here. Trying to force it over and over again is not working out.
I think 22 tokes in the chat echoing what you're saying. Red, they just look nervous. A lot of these plays, very reactionary, right? They're very like solo queue-y, right? Just like, oh, someone's in my screen. I don't see anyone else immediately with an opposite colored nameplate. Screw it. Let's beat them up. Let's fight. No, it is so tough. Yeah, and Jojo, thank goodness he hit level 6 because that ultimate so big for playmaking. The dive that between Guigo, Aegis, and Jojo that they can execute in the CC layering that a Nocturne, a Rakan, and a Jax can do can be so deadly, especially with that early kill being given over to Guigo. Now kind of wiped away. FNB, even in CS, he was the first one on the map to a mythic. And Redbird, with his 2 kills, has got himself a mythic. Goot's going to pick up the first dragon of the game. FNB might be walking into trouble here. Man, Jojo and Aegis, they just don't quit. The tower will be enough to dissuade them from anything else. Making their presence felt in this topside blue quadrant, RMC, but it doesn't seem to be amounting to a ton.
No, and it's not the same. Goot is doing more with less. Goot hasn't needed to show yet. And the fact that they can't see Goot is making Red play really defensively. You can see how far back Grefthar is here. Meanwhile, you've got Aegis and Jojo. Sure, they don't quit. Sure, they're roaming. But what have they actually achieved in that top side? FNB's immovable. And you went for that gank. You didn't get turret damage onto that turret here. FNB is going to lose 1 minion. That's it here. Now a plate onto Guigo, but that's 2 people to get a plate here. FNB, he's chilling. He's fine right now. And for Red, that's the big problem that we're seeing. You can't gank the top lane. FNB is just a solid brick up there, an absolute unit here. Your mid lane on Envy, it's so difficult. It feels like you need 3 people to gank these solo lanes. And if you're looking for the bot lane, if Redbird's down there, again, you need 3 or more people. So Red, you're making sacrifices to make plays happen. And if you're going to do that, you've got to make sure your plays succeed because you're losing something on the other end. Oh, Titan.
Oh, boy. No exciting play-by-play necessary for this very unexciting, underwhelming start to the game for Red. The defending champions against the super team. They're down 5,000 gold here, RMC.
Holy.
And I mean, and it's reflected, I think, most glaringly and most unsettlingly, if you're a Red fan, in the items, which of course just went away, but pulling up another fantastic stat here. Look at the gold difference just from turret plates. Just from, I have never seen a 1760 there. I think it's the highest number I have ever seen. And definitely in CBLOL. But look at these items, RMC. Everyone's got a mythic.
Yes, and the support mythic is the one that you want to watch because supports take the longest time to get their mythics. They often don't get the gold. Redbird got 2 kills, 2 assists here. And then you look over to the side of Red Canids. Yes, they've got 1 mythic. And I'm going to count the Chemtech Punk Sword.
Yeah, that one.
I'm botching up the name there. I'm going to count that as a mythic because that and Blade of the Ruin King are effectively the same for certain champions here. So Red have 2 mythics compared to the 5 on the side of Furia here. That is an issue. And here's the other problem I have with the way the game is going. I'm not sure Red scale better than FNB. So they can't just sit back and say, hey, we'll scale up. Nocturne will fall off. Ari will kind of plateau come the mid game here. So you're relying on Twitch, you're relying on the Jax. But Furia have Sivir and they have Vex to try and match you here. So for the side of Red, yes, you need to sit back and farm up a little bit, but you need to be hyper aware of your power spikes. When all those mythics come through, I need to see Red really try and set up a gank with Jojo with the paranoia from Aegis on one of the solo lanes.
I think you hit the nail right on the head. That's the next thing to watch for. But Furia just giving them no room to breathe.
Jeez.
Natuno, as they throw the thumbs up here, as this is the way it's headed. That stat in the bottom the bottom of your screen there. Win rate went ahead at 15 minutes, 84%. Now, Furia have about an 84% win rate, period. But this goes back to if you could characterize this team, like, okay, I'm new to CBLOL. What do I need to know about Furia? Strong lanes, super team, right? But this just kind of, this and Gen G, I'm not putting them in the same breath, by the way, so don't yell at me. This is how a super team should work. Envy also has just been lethal, like ganking from a screen away. Like you said, there's nowhere that is safe on this map for Titan. Yeah, me too, homie. Yeah, that is exactly how I would feel.
And the problem, too, for Red is that Titan's the heart and soul of this team. Again, if you're not familiar with CBLOL, Titan is the beating heart of this team. And when his heart stops beating, Red just stops beating as a team as well. So seeing Titan down 0-3, down, 35 CS at this point in the game, I'm afraid that who on Red's going to step up and say, like, hey, guys, we need to make this action happen? To me, it's got to be Grefthar at this point. 1, 2, and 1 on this Ari. He's the other sort of mood maker on this team here, but into a 5k deficit here, almost a 6k deficit at this point here. We saw the stat, like almost 85% of the time Furia win when they're ahead. Well, their average gold difference at 15 is only 735 gold. They are now almost 10 times that difference right here. It should be 100% win rate for Furia. Red need a miracle.
Quick maths brought to you by RMC on this beautiful Saturday morning or afternoon or night, wherever you're watching from. Another pretty much uncontested Herald, but the first one could have been contested, and that's what I think hurts a little bit more. Not that I think that would have swung the trajectory of this game that much, and both getting 2 hits off. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Guigo, look, he's doing his darndest up there, right? I mean, and you talked about it. He has to be one of the win conditions here. He's down only a level, but he is still a Jax. He was the first one on the side of Red to a Mythic. He was the one that got the snow. He was in the middle of the snowball that got rolling, to extend a really crappy metaphor by me. He's got the extended, he's got the Unleashed TP with the objective bounties that low-key have been up for about 3 minutes, which is stunning. Oh my goodness. And Envy just keeps doing that. Envy just keeps doing that. He's just picking up free kills.
I feel like all 5 kills right now have just been like Envy popping off from a screen away here. And even that last assist, actually, we saw in the mid lane onto Titan, Natuno got the kill. Natuno stole the kill. Like, Envy had that on lock 100%.
Yep.
What on earth is going up here? Why is Gigo getting chased by FNB? You've got a Mythic. You're a Jax. You should be winning this matchup. I feel like this is the game in a nutshell in the top lane. The fact that Gigo can't beat FNB in the 1v1 shows you how far behind they are as a team.
That frozen heart, man. I mean, I think that is really doing a lot of work. And I think that has to be it, because the vision on the top side of the map is completely red, right? It's like usually if you're in a solo lane and pushing and the other guy starts just running towards you with reckless abandon, you think, oh, that's because someone is coming to kill me. But you had all the vision, right? But to your point, Guigo, he just doesn't feel confident that he can come back and fight this. Something else to point out here, as the top lane tier 2 will be the next to fall and will probably fall before I even get the sentence out of my mouth. Aegis is 0-0-0.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing right now. It's like, yes, he hasn't had any impact, but he also hasn't died. I guess look at everybody else. Grefthar again. Okay.
Ooh, very good dash ulting away. Jojo with a nice battle dance to get out of the Yuumi ultimate, but that is just one tool in a deep, deep toolbox that Furia can use to have their way with this team. Up 2 dragons to nothing, 2 heralds to nothing, 7 kills, 7,000 gold, and 4 towers just in game 1. Furia looking more ready, more confident, more prepared so far. I had doubts about their draft, but RMC, you laid out some good points. Like, this is a really easy to execute draft. Never mind that it's uncharacteristic for Furia, for FNB, for whatever.
Mhm.
And something else you said that I think we'll come back to talk about and how it affects the rest of the drafts. If Furia were to win with this draft, oh boy, it gets a lot tougher, because now for Red, you've only got 5 bans to ban out what is a more apparently well-rounded Furia squad.
Yeah, hold up, Paranoia actually being popped here. They're looking for Envy. They don't know.
I have no idea. In he goes. Good stopwatch by the Furia mid laner. That might have swung the entire fight. In goes Goot.
Natuno?
Ultimate down. Redbird doesn't have his, but he might not need it. Aegis is out of the fight. Guigo can't get in. Grevthar deleted immediately. Jojo will pay with his life. They can't get anything. Even with the element of surprise, will push of one button by Envy saves Furia.
Okay, and for it, that moment right there is the GG go next moment. Like, if you could surrender, this is where you surrender. Go to the next game. That was the sort of gank, the punish we were asking for, but it comes too little, too late. Envy's able to buy time. Rid gonna try for the steal here. Aegis does have flash, but it's too late. Baron's almost gone.
Oh, it's almost gone.
No way!
He got
no
it.
way!
Furia just sat there and waited for the health to tick down. Tried to get way too cute with it. Aegis swipes away the Baron and keeps this game alive for Red.
Well, let's see how many people are left alive to try and stop this push. You don't need a Baron if there's multiple members down from Red. I need to see a replay. I thought I saw the health tick down to 1 health.
I saw that as well.
You saw that too? Okay, it's not just me. Yeah, that is way too cute's one way to put it. Right? I agree with that. Like, how do you not secure that? You just focus on this and burn, but they get distracted by Gigo, by Titan, and they're not hitting this. Good actually goes over the wall, late flash back in, and yeah, it dropped to 1 health. It was just, it's ridiculous.
I don't think Aegis had smite up. I think the smite that came down was from, because the smite came down and it got the Baron down to 200. Now, it showed that Aegis's, after the fact, Aegis's smite was on cooldown, but I don't know if that was the second charge, so that might have been it, but only 1 smite came down, and I think it was Goot's.
I don't know. Good looked like he was out of pit, like diving for Titan there. And like I said, ultimately, it doesn't really matter. Normally, as a losing team, when you pick up that Baron, it's a holding Baron, right? Your minions are strong enough to try and hold under a turret. Look at that. It's not. They're stepping in. They're getting tons of damage down, and now this bot side turret is in big danger. You can't defend this. And meanwhile, Grevthar is pushing in the top lane. Yeah, you're trying to track them. It's not going to work. Your base is falling to pieces. Gigo is already dead. Now with Grevthar TP's in, it's still not going to stop the game-ending push.
Nope. Like you said, that was the GG go next moment, and with a numbers disadvantage, this is effectively a 6v3 with how this game has been going. Furia, they might have the capabilities to end this game right now, but instead, going to play it a little bit safely here. And just wait. Yeah, they definitely don't have the waves to do it, especially in the face of a Baroned up set of minion waves, but they're just going to go right to the Infernal Drake and grab their 3rd of the game, not like they really need it.
Yeah, they're just picking it up because why not here? They were waiting for that wave to come in, but we're seeing, Gigo back up as well, so they don't want to overextend, over push here. And again, there's no need to. If you overpush, you throw. That's a chance. There's tons of bounties on the side of Furia here. Every single member has a bounty. And one thing that did happen after losing the Baron, Envy picked up Medjai's. Now, I'm a huge fan of that item as a viewer. Statistically, it's a risky item to pick up, of course. It's a win more item. If you start to fall behind, it becomes very gold efficient. Inefficient, pardon me, if you die while holding it here. But, as a spectator, as a viewer, when a player picks up Medjai's, that's when players, I'm good. I'm not going to die anymore. I am that far ahead. And watching how Envy's been playing, I'd agree. You can't heal Envy. We've seen it before, and Envy will one-shot pretty much, I think, almost anybody right now on the side of Red. I'm trying to gauge, if Aegis might be the only one to survive, but even if he survives 1 rotation, he won't survive 2.
Yeah, maybe Guigo can get a cheeky stun off. But he can win a 1v1 against anybody. I think the only question is whether he one-taps him, kind of to your point there. He's absolutely monstrous right now. 14-2. I had my doubts, RMC. Furia came to play, though. They won game 1 against Pain. But then Pain, excuse me. Yeah, they won game 1 against Pain, and then Pain took games 2, 3, and 4. That's how that series went in the first round.
Be honest, I don't remember. I just remember Pain 1. That's good enough for me.
And is this push good enough for Furia? We're about to find out. Tower goes down. Jojo with the desperation play. He's out of there. The final chapter actually doesn't connect on anybody. But Grevthar is a paper fox RMC. He goes down for the 5th time this game. It feels like it's been a lot more than that, though.
It has. And I feel like it's only 25 minutes 4x4. So if we put it that way, it has actually a lot of kills coming through on the side of Furia here. They are doing this incredibly well. They're pushing in. They're playing it by the book as well. They're looking to take that topside turret. They want to take all the inhibs down this game. Is it necessary? No. Does it make a statement? Hell yes.
Yeah, it's stat padding season. FNB just burning the teleport right next to himself. Shout out Tay one time. If you know, you know. What a moment in Brazilian international history. Here we go for all the marbles, trying to make a statement. Aegis going in there, kamikaze, trying to get something back for his team. A shutdown for Titan, playing this fight backwards actually pretty dang well. Furia not able to land the killing blow. It's not much, but it's honest work. Oh my goodness, they want more. Honestly, I respect it. Red, you're going to lose this game. You got to make something happen here. There goes the Shirelias. Yeah, they got a lot of speedy uppy boys on that Furia side. And they chase them right out of their base.
Okay, and I'd like to think that was them going, FNB, you thought we were done? No, we're going to troll here. Because, you know what? They probably could have pushed a little bit harder. The health bars on Red were all incredibly low, and Red managed to save off Disaster one more time. Problem is, you've now got double supers pushing in your base. FNB is going to be up in 5 seconds here. And Baron is coming up in 20 seconds as well. Red will not be able to contest this. The only thing they can do is send Aegis on a one-way trip to save Baron. He did it one time. Can he do it again? Fury not even going to give him that opportunity. It looks like they're just going to ignore Baron and go for the game at English.
Yeah, and honestly, that's fair enough. I think the Red's only way back in this is to assume that Fury are going to play somewhat standard and play with what little information they could just take educated guesses at. And yeah, Fury just making sure that the topside Red jungle is completely lit up. Not going to leave any sort of opportunity for any sort of steal. Like you said, RMC 2 baroned up, super minions. Waves of super minions pushing in the mid and the top lane. Guigo turbo chilling by himself in the bottom lane. Envy playing bodyguard. Here we go. Now, with the help of the minions, with baroned up super minions, surely, we get a game ender. Oh, Jojo.
Jojo's fine. Guigo did base as well here. So, yes, it will be a 5-man defense. Bot inhibitor has respawned. So, this is the last wave of double super minions that they're currently joining Sat on here. If Red can hold off here, they're in a decent position. The engage from Aegis.
Engage from Aegis. Spell shield up to ward off the Yumi ultimate. Titan free firing in the back line. Trying to get something onto Goot there. Able to burn him down, but not before the stopwatch comes out. Goot actually going to pick up the kill there onto Jojo. It's just not enough. Once Titan is down, it is going to be curtains. But if he doesn't affect the fight at all, then that will be it. Furia take game 1.